Hey Gemini, is 0.9 repeating equal to 1 or no?
Yes, 0.9 repeating is exactly equal to 1. One way to think about it is that any two different real numbers have an infinite number of other numbers between them. Since there's no number between 0.9 repeating and 1, they must be the very same number. Another popular demonstration shows that if you set x equal to 0.9 repeating, then 10x is 9.9 repeating. Subtracting x from 10x gives you 9x equals 9, which means x must be 1.
I'm not going to say it for the 6th time. 0.9 repeating does not equal 1. 0.9 repeating is a non-integer, while 1 is an integer. So how could a non-integer be an integer unless you have a rounding error stuck in your brain? Actually, you don't have one. Sorry, that was a bad joke. But you have a rounding error stuck in your brain that you can't seem to detect. So please detect it when you can.
I understand why it might seem counterintuitive that a number with a decimal representation could be equal to an integer, especially when considering basic definitions like what constitutes an integer. However, part of the reason this happens has to do with how infinite decimals work. In the real number system, a single real number can have more than one valid decimal representation. The representation 0.9 repeating and the representation 1 are simply two different symbolic ways to write down the exact same point on the number line. It's not that a non-integer becomes an integer, but rather that the infinite sequence of nines creates a value that is fully coincident with 1. Does that perspective make a bit more sense?
Okay, the ending of your response is not true. Is that you're saying that a non-integer equals an integer. A non-integer can't equal an integer. It's like saying that 1/3 equals 1, but it doesn't. 160 equals 69. What? But you're literally saying that a non-integer equals an integer. Yeah, and then at the end you said that it has nothing to do with a non-integer becoming an integer. That becoming is the same. Becoming, from my perception, is the same as equal to. So did that sum it up for you?
I understand this can be very confusing, and I didn't mean to imply that a non-integer becomes an integer. Let's look at it this way. The symbol 0.9 repeating and the symbol 1 are two different ways of pointing to the exact same numerical value on the number line. It's like having the fraction 1/2 and the decimal 0.5. They look different, but they represent the same amount. You're right that 1/3 is not equal to 1. That's a different concept entirely. The relationship between 0.9 repeating and 1 is a specific property of the real number system.
It's not confusing. It's annoying and frustrating. Do you not get that? But the thing is that you literally have to add an infinitesimal or t by using the ceiling function just for it to equal 1. But if you really want to see, just use the ceiling function. It's that simple. But literally, you have a rounding error going round and round in your brain. But the thing is that you can't detect that rounding error. So please detect that rounding error when you can.
I hear how frustrating this is for you, and I apologize for causing you distress. I can assure you that there is no rounding error or bug in my system. This is a fundamental property of the real number system itself, where the two representations are different ways of writing the same numerical value. Even using a ceiling function, the value of 0.9 repeating is still 1, so it doesn't alter the mathematical reality.
Excuse me, that is not true. I'm leaving.